So hello everyone. Welcome back. It is showtime with the new moon in Leo. These are the secret code name readings. And for those of you not familiar with the secret code names, they are purchased by individuals via my Etsy shop or the new tier here on the channel for membership, Moon Junkies. Both get secret code name readings, and they belong to those people. They are personal readings for them. The beauty of the secret code names is because they are hidden inside the secret code name, anybody can be drawn to a secret code name or resonate to it. And we're all connected for divine reason, right? So if one of the secret code names jumps out at you, for whatever reason it resonates with you or it stands out to you, the likeliness of there being a message in there for you is really high. All right, so whatever secret code name you vibe to, regardless of whether or not you have one, there's likely a message in there for you. All right, we're all connected, and that's the purpose of these messages, okay? The secret code names are the Wonder Years, Little Monsters, Tetris, Stop, the Song by the Spice Girls, Good Burger, and Nautica. We've got a lot of like 1980s, 1990s, maybe early 2000s throwbacks in these, including two that Spirit guided me to with fucking Fred Savage. So I don't know where his chart is with this new moon. But the Wonder Years and Little Monsters are both nods to fucking Fred Savage. Hey, Kristen. Yeah, there's a lot of spiritual transformations going on. Now, I will disclose this much. There were 4 readings that I had slots available for other people. Typically, with new moons, we do the bay leaf wishes at the end. And I was having a conversation with Spirit earlier today, and Spirit guided me to add 2 different secret code names in instead that were not purchased by individuals, but were guided to me just from Spirit for whomever needs it. Now, I'm not going to tell you which secret code name is which, and I definitely mixed them up in there. So 2 of the secret code names are literally guided by Spirit for whomever is meant to resonate to it. We're not going to do bay leaf wishes. Spirit does what it does, and I don't argue. Spirit does what it does, and I just listen. Divine voice box. I do and say as I'm guided. So the Wonder Years, Little Monsters, Tetris, Stop, Good Burger, and Nautica. Those are the 6 secret code names. We're using the Vendor Tarot deck, and we're using the Archangel Oracle cards for each reading to get an idea of what is going on with this It's Showtime theme. And there will be timestamps in the comments and the descriptions. After the live is done recording, I will pop in. If y'all give me just a few minutes after it wraps up, I will have all the timestamps in for you guys. All right, YouTube tends to do a little bit of its fuckery with the timer at the beginning, and I have to adjust for them. So it takes me just a few minutes to figure it all out. But I will have them in there for you so you guys can, hop, skip, and jump around wherever you need to go to whatever secret code name or multiple code names that you're guided to. All right. Usually there's something you could take away from all of them, to be completely fair. So, yeah. Not arguing with Spirit. Yeah. It's the right way to go. All right, Spirit. For secret code name, the Wonder Years. I remember vaguely watching a few episodes of the Wonder Years, but I was not big into it. But if you're drawn to it and you're a big fan of the show, or you're a fan of Fred Savage, maybe the secret code name has jumped out to you. Let's see. I think that was around the 4-minute mark. I got to remember to put my dang timestamps in. All right. What is going on, Spirit? What does the show look like with this new moon in Leo unleashing, moving us into Mercury retrograde, and opening up with Lionsgate portal on 8/8? What is going on? What is going on for secret code name, the Wonder Years? What does the show look like? What does the show look like for them? Hey, Risa. Secret code name, the Wonder Years. Spirit, please. What does the show look like for secret code name, the Wonder Years? All right. Clarities, please. Clarity for the Queen of Swords. Clarity for the Four of Cups, please. Clarity for justice. Oh, I said clarity for justice. It's not justice. It is the 8 of Swords. Justice is clarifying the 4 of Cups. You know what? Let's do that. Clarity for justice. Spirit does what it does. I don't make the rules. Clarities for the 8 of Swords. Clarities for the 8 of Swords. Oh, congratulations, Risa. Congratulations. 8 of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Swords. And clarities for the Page of Pentacles, please. The 5 of Swords. All right. Bottom of the deck is the Star. Top is the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. So secret code name, the Wonder Years. Got quite a few 8s here. Right? 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, and the Star. 17 breaks down to an 8. Okay. With the Queen of Swords, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups. I feel like you are tuning into that series energy that we were talking about in the cosmic currency, where you're delegating what you don't want to invest in and what you do want to invest in when it comes to long-standing soulmates, what you do and don't want to pour your energy into, because, you know, the truth is the truth and you're holding your hand up. Like, no thanks. Stay right there. Don't come any closer. I'm on my pedestal. I think you're putting in effort where you want to put in your effort. Because she's also wearing a mask, you may not actually be completely upfront with said individuals about why you're keeping them at a distance, which I would advise against. I would advise against that. I would be really honest. with the Queen of Swords. The reason being the Four of Cups clarified by the Justice, and it's kind of teetering. It wants to balance, but not quite. And we've got the Page of Cups here, the whales and the fishbowl, right? Feeling like you should be in the big ocean and yet trapped in a fishbowl. I think you'd be missing an opportunity for real balance, real justice, if you were to keep the mask on. If you were to keep the mask on. If you be honest with people instead on why you're keeping them at bay, and really fill up that 8th pentacle and put in that last bit of effort in regards to them, why you are or aren't investing in them further. I think that would really help this energy, because otherwise you're going to be trapped in your head about it, and you're going to need to go back and communicate it anyway. You're going to feel the stagnation or the mental prison because you were dishonest. So you would have to go back and recommunicate it anyway. You would have to apologize in order to bring justice to it, and be honest in order to bring justice to it. Okay. The Page of Pentacles, clarified by the Five of Swords. You may have to seize the opportunity, even if it creates some confrontation, because we're healing poverty mindset. We're healing victim mindset. Okay. You don't want to ripple that victim mindset to other people, that they are a victim of your choices. If you are honest with them, then they have to own the fact that they are a victim of their own choices. You gave them the reason, the real reason why you are not investing in them, right? And that reason is really important for the healing process. Yeah, I love the vendor deck. It's version 2. It's the second version of the vendor deck. What is the guidance, the archangel message coming through for you? Yeah, it's showtime. I think you got to be honest with why you are choosing not to invest in certain energies anymore. People, places, situations. You're just going to have to be real with them. You can't pussyfoot around it. You know, you just kind of have to let the truth speak for itself. Like, this is why. This is why. What is the guidance, please, for secret coding in the Wonder Years? What is the guidance? What archangel is coming through for them? We've got all is well and career transition. Archangel Jeremiel and Archangel Chamuel. It says, everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With blessings, with hidden blessings, you will soon understand. All is well. There's a reason why you're being guided to do what you're doing. Archangel Chamuel is a heart chakra healer in connection to other people. It's the pink vibration of the heart chakra. It says your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. You might need to be honest with an employer. Right? You might need to be honest with an employer if you are leaving a job or looking towards a new one. Maybe there is too much on your plate and not enough pay. Maybe the hours aren't allowing for what you want to do with your life. Whatever the case may be. If you end up cutting someone off or letting someone go or moving forward from something, you may find yourself in a new career or a new profession because of it. You might find yourself getting promoted into a new position, right? There might be some kind of benefit down the road for making this choice, especially because we're healing poverty. We're healing impoverished mindset. We're healing the heart chakra where we don't feel abundant. So when you're honest and make that effort truly to invest in what you want to invest in and not invest in what is no longer serving you, And you seize the opportunity to create balance because you're trapped in this small life and you want this big experience. You won't have to worry about being trapped inside your head because you could have, should have, would have said something. You can seize the opportunity even if it brings in conflict because it heals your poverty mindset. It's uncomfortable shift, but that actually deals with a lot of the Uranus and Venus square going on, right? It's an uncomfortable change, but you're tapped out, right? Something's tapped out and that's why you're being pushed forward. So secret code name, the Wonder Years. Sometimes honesty is the best policy, and you may be surprised what comes about with pure honesty, because you might not think that they would give you a raise or a promotion if you told them that you were leaving your job. You might think you're replaceable. You might think that they would just let you go. They might not want to let you go. They might be like, listen, don't do that. Why don't we give you this position? Why don't we give you this raise? Why don't we put you here? And this way you won't be dealing with this issue anymore. You won't have that issue anymore. We'd rather keep you. You know, you never know how it's going to work out. You never know how it's going to work out. They might take someone in your department that you don't like and put them in a new department because they really like the work you do in your current department. They don't want you to suffer. You never know. You never know how it's going to work out. So the Wonder Years, whatever it is, let the truth set you free. I think it will help you in the long run healing some awesome shit, because being and feeling abundant and feeling blessed, oh, it's wonderful. Truly, it is wonderful. It's where you take the lead in your life. You know, this is where you take the lead in your life. All right. Get these back in here. Putting them in some random places. This deck is a little bit difficult to shuffle. The cards are thick. They are thick. All right. We are going to be moving in to secret code name Little Monsters. And as a kid, I'm not going to lie, I freaking loved this movie. If you have not seen the movie Little Monsters, you could probably find it for free somewhere, to be completely honest, because it's an older movie. But it is the best. It is the best kids movie. If you've got kids and you've never seen it and they've never seen it, it is so good. It is so good. So Spirit, what is going on? What is going on for secret code name Little Monsters and those who are drawn to it? I know, I love kids movies. Especially the older ones. Like, kids movies today are something else. But old school kids movies, they were so good. Our generation got blessed. It really did. All right. Little Monsters, insight please. It's showtime. For the Little Monsters, what does this new moon in Leo show look like? What do they need to know? Justice. Two of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles. All right. Don, what was it? Bluth? Is that how you pronounce it? Bluth or Bluff? I don't know how to pronounce that name. I want to say Bluth. I gotta look it up. Clarify justice, please. Bluth. All right, cool. I was right. Thank you. Justice. Queen of Pentacles reversed and Seven of Wands reversed. Okay. Clarify the Two of Swords. The Knight of Cups. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. The Hermit. And clarify the Three of Pentacles. The Tower. I love All Dogs Go to Heaven. I haven't seen Rockadoodle, and I haven't seen Anastasia. I know the story of Thumbelina. Two of Coins is on the bottom. The Sun is on top. Yeah, but I love All Dogs Go to Heaven. I actually reference it in a few readings. Whenever I use the Garbage Pail Kid Tarot, there's this one card, and I think it might be the King of Cups. It just reminds me of the crocodile at the end. King Gator, or whatever his name is. Oh my God. So, little monsters. Justice clarified by a reversed Queen of Pentacles and a reversed Seven of Wands. You might not be able to defend someone who is selfish or receiving from you. You might not be able to defend them or make excuses for them anymore. Or you might not be able to really bring yourself to continue receiving from a certain direction. An example, how would I describe this? It's kind of like knowing you're in a relationship with a good person, but your heart's not really in it. And you're taking their time, you're taking their consideration, love, their future planning and being a part of all those things, but you don't really want to be in it, and you don't really have a reason to leave them because they're a great person, but your heart's not in it. It's kind of like that, you know. It could be either you can't make excuses why you're continuing to give to someone, or you can't really defend any further taking from someone, right? That you can't continue to receive from them because it's just not clicking. You know, it's one thing to leave toxic relationship dynamics and know that you have a good reason to leave them, even if it's hard and all that. It's different. It's arguably harder when you are in a good relationship with a good person and don't know how to walk away because they don't give you any reason to walk away, right? They're a genuinely good person or a good partner. Or it's no different with like a job, right? If you have a genuinely good job and you have no reason to leave it, but you just don't want to be there anymore. You know what I mean? Like you just don't feel guided to stay. It's kind of like that. It could be something kind of like that where you don't really have a reason to go, but everything is pulling you from it. You know what I mean? It could be something like that. With the Two of Swords and the Knight of Cups, you might be really indecisive about communicating it, right? Like you would have to communicate it with love and compassion, because of course, if you know, whether it's a job or a relationship, like they were planning on moving forward with you, you know, and you are kind of feeling this incompleteness with a Seven of Pentacles in regard to your own healing journey. Like you might have to peel off another layer, you know, to get to the version of self that you want to be in. Yeah, you might be breaking up a contract. The Tower with the Three of Coins. You might be letting go of a contract. Or, you know, radically joining forces with a new one. You know, moving in a new direction. I think you've got to go on your own journey, your own mission. And I think you might find your way back to whatever you're leaving eventually. But I feel like you need to kind of go on your own mission. Like there's something missing, and I'm familiar with the feeling, like having everything you could possibly want. You have everything you could want, but you're still unhappy and you don't know why, and you got to figure it out. Right? Like having that perfect partner who is there for you, provides for you, or nurtures you, and you have the family, you have everything, and yet you're unhappy. And it doesn't make sense to you, right? To have quote unquote everything and still be unhappy. It's like fighting this feeling of being ungrateful, but it's not your highest good path if you feel unhappy in some way, if something's missing. Right? And it's like having to communicate that you're really stuck between a rock and a hard place, because as much as this is a beautiful life or a beautiful experience or a beautiful situation or a beautiful person, you've got to figure something out within yourself. Yeah, you don't have to buy something just because it's a good deal, for example. Great example. Yeah. Like people think that they need an excuse to leave. And if they're not given the excuse and they have no, like you said, acceptable reason to leave, it's hard. But I think that you want to shine. I think you want to dance to the rhythm of your own soul song. And the ideal and the real are two different things. Like it might seem like it's ideal, but the reality is it's not ideal, or you wouldn't feel this way. And you've got to go figure out what your ideal reality is. Yeah. Yeah, if you're not feeling it, you might have to just be honest with yourself in this person or situation. Like, listen, like I really appreciate you. I care about you. I have a lot of love for you, or whatever it is, but I need to find myself. I need to find what is meant for me. You're the best person or situation that I could have asked for. And it really has nothing to do with you, because you're amazing, you're great. But I feel like something's missing in myself, and I got to go find whatever that missing piece is. What is the guidance, please? What is the guidance, please? For secret code names, little monsters. What is the guidance? Wow, second time in a row, really? All is well, Archangel Jeremiah. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings you will soon understand. It's all good. Like, you don't have to worry. I think if you have this communication, even if it's hard, and you look to find that missing piece and let whatever the contract you currently have is go. I think that if it is meant for you, you're going to come back into it such a grown, improved, evolved version of yourself that even they would be really happy that you did what you did. Because they would rather you come back into it feeling wholly yourself and being with them whole than being with them incomplete and feeling like you were missing something the whole time. Like, it's all going to work out. I think you might want to look into Archangel Jeremiah. look him up and see what he's about. Call him in to remind you that it's okay to move forward. Because I think whatever you're after, you're going to find it. And whatever is meant for you truly to experience in your wholeness, I think you're going to find it. That's just the vibe I get. Secret code name Little Monsters. Wherever you end up is where you're going to be meant to be. For real. All right. I'm going to move forward into secret code name Tetris. Secret code name Tetris. Let me put the timestamp in here before I forget. So many of you probably don't know, but old school Tetris on the computer, right? Me and my dad used to compete. My brother would get in on it, but it was hardcore me and my dad. My brother would pop up on the top 10 scores every once in a while and give us a wild card to beat. But there was a point where I got so damn good at Tetris. If you score high enough, and you'll have to let me know, if you score high enough, the points actually flip into a negative number. I've done it like 3 times. My dad could never fucking do it, and he didn't believe his eyes. He didn't believe his eyes when he saw it until I did it a second time and a third time. That's when he gave up. He stopped. I took the Tetris crown in my house. But it was one of those things where it flips, like there's a threshold. When you put all the pieces together and you start putting them together fast enough, and you keep going, it kind of breaks the record, but in a really profound way that shocks people. Something about putting the pieces together, something about planning, something about breaking the system, right? Breaking the program. Yeah, it was like negative 1,400,000 or something. Like, it was wild. That was one of them. I think I had 1,700,000 something negative. It flips negative, and it was I had the top 3 scores. It was crazy. But yeah, my dad surrendered. I kicked him off the top 10 entirely. He couldn't get back on it. But yeah, Tetris. Secret code name Tetris. It's showtime. What does it look like? This new moon in Leo, it's showtime energy. What do you need to know? What do you need to know? I wish I had Tetris on like an old school computer and I could go back and play it. I loved Tetris. I tried playing it on other systems and it's not the same. It's not the same. We've got the 9 of Swords. What else? The Page of Swords. 9 of Wands. One more. Temperance reversed. All right, clarity on the 9 of Swords. The 10 of Swords. Clarity on the Page of Swords. The 4 of Cups. Clarity on the 9 of Wands. The Queen of Swords. Lots of swords, my gosh. Clarity on Temperance reverse, please. Clarity on Temperance reverse, please. What is it? Well, well, well. What the fuck did we just get into? Oh, man. Spirit told me to keep it. Oh, Spirit, what did we get into? Oh, man. Okay. I mean, there had to have been something with all this shit over here. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. Top of the deck is the Five of Wands. Okay. Okay. We're going to get to all that in just a minute. Okay. What we've got going on over here. We've got the Nine of Swords clarified by the Ten of Swords, the Page of Swords clarified by the Four of Cups, and the Nine of Wands clarified by the Queen of Swords. I feel the Nine of Swords is high anxiety and it's over sabotage. It is projected or received as betrayal, but it's really self-sabotage. Your anxiety, your fears, or your worries may be getting the best of you if you're overthinking things and acting from a fear state. Like if you're afraid a cycle is closing and you don't want it to, the actions or choices you're making are actually forcing it to close faster. I would check your mental processes. This card tends to come up and we have high anxiety in the mind when we have a lot of question marks, which means we have to have a conversation before we start choosing things. Otherwise, what we start choosing results in the Ten of Swords, right? The 10 follows the 9. The Page of Swords is communication, and the communication is innocent, and it's about the Four of Cups, which is missing an opportunity. I think you're expressing fear state. But it's like being read as insecurity or being received as insecurity. Like you're not ready. It's almost like you're in your Chiron energy. Then the Nine of Wands is the minor arcana for Chiron. It's almost like you want someone to heal you. You want someone to understand your fears and compensate so that you're not afraid anymore. The problem is, if it's an insecurity issue, in some which way, shape, or form that you might feel inadequate in some way, you have an abandonment wound, right? Chiron. They're not going to appease your shadow. You can express the wound, but they're not going to martyr themselves or change themselves to appease it. You're going to have to heal your insecurity or your abandonment issue. why you sabotage it, or why you go there in your mind and overthink or overcalculate or overassume, or you connect the dots incorrectly because of abandonment wounds. There's a self-sabotage issue here. And someone is saying, no, I don't receive that. I understand that's your truth, but I'm not willing to receive it or compromise myself for it. I think you need to heal. They're keeping you at arm's length. I mean, given it could be the other way around, right? Where you're doing this to someone else, but I'm being guided to read it from the perspective that this is you. I think you might have a hard time trusting people because you have a hard time trusting your own decision making. And maybe the reason why you have a hard time trusting your decision making ability is because you're trying to connect too many dots, but you're kind of filling in assumptions in certain places in order to make the dots connect a certain way, instead of asking questions and then trusting the answers you're getting. It's like you're reading between the lines too much. And maybe the story is very forward, very fact forward, very face value. Like there is no between the lines. He woke up, he ate, he slept, he went to work, he came home, he went to bed. Like what is there to read in between the lines? You know? I think there are certain things in your history with people who have hurt you that should have loved you, that you are trying to convince other people to prove that they care about you because other people didn't. And you don't trust that what they're doing is proof enough. It's like you're seeking more validation that they're not going to go anywhere. Like you're afraid that they're not going to be there in the future. And that fear is actually driving them not being there in the future. They're not going to tolerate the insecurity. Right? Now this energy here. Temperance. In the reverse. Good night, Risa. I know, I got a late start tonight. Temperance in the reverse is the inability to alchemize. And we've got the Hanged Man and the Devil, which is the shadow in this deck, with the King of Pentacles. Further clarified by the Queen of Cups reverse, the Knight of Wands reverse, the Page of Pentacles reverse, and the Moon. The King of Wands with the Five of Wands too. You might have this vision that love or commitment looks like someone fighting for it. Or looks like other people being fought in defense of you. Where like someone would choose you over other people. Whether it's another individual or a group of people, like maybe you want your partner to fight for you against their family to prove, and that proves that you love them and you're staying with them because they would be willing to sacrifice their family for you. But it's like, if their family is in disagreement with something of, in regards to you, and they're listening to their family because their family loves them, unconditionally loves them, and would only guide them in the highest, and they're seeing something about you that you don't want to see, and they're not fighting their family and defending you because their family's not wrong, it's like you would get upset. It's like it's a interesting energy that I'm pulling on. It doesn't necessarily have to be that per se, but it's that vibe, right? It's that vibe. Like if someone is connected to you and other people, and those other people don't vibe with you, you want them to choose you over the other people to prove that they're going to stay. It's almost like having to get comfortable with there being no drama and no problems, and being comfortable in stability. Because that would mean you're in a constant state of being spiritually disciplined because of your misalignment by people who love you and care for you and provide for you in your life in some way. And they don't actually like being in that role. They don't like having to correct your shadow and make you see things differently. It's uncomfortable for them, right? This is literally Saturn and Pisces. It's uncomfortable for them because you might emotionally withdraw. You might take an action as your actions, and you might not create opportunities to come out of that energy either. You want them to pull you out of it. But they didn't even do anything to get you in that energy to begin with. It started inside your head. You might stop expressing love in words or actions. You might stop doing the little things that matter for them to show them that you care and consider them. And you might want them to say, hey, what's going on? Hey, why are you doing this or that? But I think they might be continuing to do what they always do and hoping that you're coming out of it. And that's your moon energy. That's the shadow of your moon. Like they know something is off. They can feel it. They could feel the lack of love. They could feel the lack of initiation. And they know that you want them to initiate, but they won't do it because they're not pandering to the wound. They're not going to cater to it. And so it's like you're acting out because of a familiar shadow that seeks validation. But them being with you and providing for you is validation enough. Like they're the center of your world regardless. They're the center here. Like someone wouldn't be in your life if they didn't want to, truly. They would not provide and take care of or support if they didn't want to. But I think this is learning how to catch yourself. When you start withdrawing, when you jump into the inability to express or receive love, because you might even turn love away. You don't want love the way they want to give it to you. The inability to receive it. You don't want to receive love the way that they want to love you. You want to receive it in the form of proof or confrontation with other people. And they're like, why do I have to love you this way? Why can't I nurture you and love you that way? Why can't I do the little things and have the little things be the big things that matter? You know what I mean? It's like they're trying to do the little things in consideration of you, and you're not taking it for the love language that it is because you're used to receiving love and seeking love this way. You know that part of you is there. I think it's an active battle. I think it's an active battle that you deal with, that someone understands that you deal with, but they're strong in the fact, that they will not cater to your shadow, which forces you to reconcile yourself every time. It forces you to reconcile the fear state. It forces you to get back into alignment, because otherwise you really are pushing the person here for no reason. And it's like they don't like being pushed, you know? Who would? If you shove somebody for no reason, they ain't gonna like it. You act out against somebody for no reason, or want them to love you a certain way when they're still loving you. It's just in a way you're not familiar with. Like you got to catch yourself. Because someone's like, no, I'm not feeding your wounds. Like, I love you enough to not feed your wounds. I would rather you evolve out of this. I would rather you learn how to receive love the way that I give love, in the beautiful ways that I give love. And reciprocate, right? And reciprocate, instead of forcing me to be combative when it's uncalled for, right? What is the guidance? What is the guidance, please, for secret code name Tetris? What is this? What is the guidance, please? Yeah. I'm a sucker for the small things, man. I'm a sucker for the small things. Like, I don't need a fucking fancy Louis Vuitton bag. Make me my coffee in the morning. You know, like, just know how I fix my coffee. Yeah. Archangel Jeremiah. Really, another Jeremiah card. Overcoming difficulties. It says, the worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. I think you're really rising out of this one. I think just the acknowledgement of this, just the awareness of this is a big deal. Yeah. The small things are really important. And I think those people, right, those people that are your foundation, that are teaching you, right? They're teaching you to become comfortable from all angles. Yeah, I think a part of you might withhold the small things yourself sometimes and hold back the nurturance and the action that would provide the small things for other people. But I think the more comfortable you get receiving it, the more comfortable you're going to become giving it to. And I don't think that this will be an issue for you forever if you can truly acknowledge it, right? Hey, Rita, how you doing? Yeah. So, Archangel Jeremiah, man, he's come out in all three reads so far. So, secret code name Tetris. I have faith that helps. Self-acknowledgement is a huge step when we can face the self and kind of see what we're doing and why we're doing it, so that it doesn't make a mess in our life, especially if it's made a mess before and we weren't willing to acknowledge it at the time, right? Finding forgiveness for where we learned it in the first place and growing and evolving out of it. I feel like that has a lot to do with that cycle breaking energy that we were talking about in the cosmic currency, right? That big time cycle breaking, that earth trine. We're going to get into secret code name stop. Let me get the timestamp in. All right, so secret code name stop. I heard the Spice Girls song, Stop. And it goes, stop right now. Thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. Hey, you, always on the run. Gotta slow it down, baby. Gotta have some fun. Stop right now. Thank you very much. You can tell I was a Spice Girl fan back in the day. I'm fucking showing my age. I was a huge Spice Girl fan. But that's the song that was playing in my head when I got the secret code name for it. So, Stop by the Spice Girls. If you were drawn to the secret code name, you most definitely should go listen to the song and maybe read the lyrics and see how it pertains to the message, whatever message comes out for you, right? So let's see. It's showtime for secret code name Stop. What is the show with this new moon in Leo that they need to be aware of? We got the Fool, came right out with Judgment and the Chariot, major arcana, major, and the Ace of Swords. Clarities, please. The King of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Wow. All right. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords. You're most welcome. Top is Temperance. All right. Fives may be synchronistic for you. Fives and twos. Because we've got 2, 3 here. I'm seeing that as the 5. We've got the 5 here, and Temperance is 14. That is also 5. Plus we've got 2, 2, and 1 is 2 here. And then 7 is literally 5, 2. So fives and twos may be synchronistic for you. Looking at these cards, I think that you are taking a leap of faith on joy. I'm being drawn to the hummingbird in the card. And the fact that her third eye seems to be lit, right? Coming from her hands. And her hands, the hands are connected to the throat chakra. I think that you are separating yourself from emotional reactions. I thinking you are seeing things from a higher perspective, divine truth, right? The King of Swords is holding the Ace of Swords. You may have third parties in your experience that are going to be under judgment once you take the leap of faith. They might have a fall from grace kind of thing. But you're like getting the hell out of Dodge, right? Breaking out of the shell away from whatever this Five of Wands is, the internal conflict. Like, if you don't feel like something is in alignment with you, it's not in alignment with you. And if you're taking a leap of faith on your joy and other people fall from grace because of it, you're escaping the conflict. Like, that's a them problem. And that is high truth and spark. The alchemical process is going on. And I don't think you're sorry. The Two of Swords with the Page of Cups on bottom. No apologies offered. No apologies offered. Like, if you are moving forward and following a path and chasing your joy and seeing things from the divine's perspective, and other people are taking a fall from grace because of it and they don't fucking like it, you're like, oh, well, like, you have to learn whatever you have to learn. I'm following my joy, and therefore my energy and the highest good is literally rippling. You're not sorry. People choose what they choose. They do what they do. That's a them problem. I think you want to be around people who are compassionate. I think if you are around people who are cold and calculating and selfish in some way, or they're super judgy, I think that if they've got something coming their way in the form of lesson learning, then you are Uranus in the cycle trying the Pluto in Aquarius. That's what this energy is. Uranus trine Pluto. Right here. Yeah. Pluto and Taurus. That's what you're doing. You're getting the fuck out of Dodge. Whatever energy they're in, you're getting out. You're like, I'm not in alignment with this. I'm in alignment with joy. I'm in alignment with truth. I'm in alignment with divine inspiration. I'm an alchemist. Watch what happens when I start catalyzing things. When I start to shift from lead to gold, watch what happens. You are not sorry. You are not sorry. I think you made I think you're making the right choice. For real. They don't have to like it. They will appreciate it later. Maybe. You might be going up against multiple people. Like, respectfully, no fucks given, though. You know, like, I think you're making a highly aligned choice, and it's creating radical shift. What is the guidance, please? Because there's no, I feel like you are an unstoppable force. Whatever this is, you might have already decided it, or you will be deciding it within the next few days from the time you're catching this. But I think something inside your mind clicked into alignment, and you are speaking and creating from a very light place. There's literally a wave of light coming from his mouth, even though his mouth is closed. And we were talking about the throat chakra. I think whatever you're doing, saying, doing, whatever, I think judgment is going to fall on other people in certain contracts, and that it is their problem to deal with. I think you're getting out and away from it. Radical shift of reality, divine momentum forward. I think once you make that mental click and you start to put actions behind it, Yeah, the divine, it's like I'm seeing spirit open. Spirit, like, interesting, the play of words, because it's spear, S-P-E-A-R, it, right? To spear it, but it sounds like spirit, S-P-I-R-I-T. Spirit open. I think you're creating some gold, some value in life, some growth for yourself. And you are not sorry at all. Unapologetic. And apparently for really good reason. What is the guidance, please? For secret code name Stop. Archangel Uriel. I love Archangel Uriel. I work closely with him. He's one of my favorites. Clear cognizance, clear knowing. Pay attention to the thoughts and ideas that come to you, as they are answered prayers. That's just it. I think that's exactly what you're doing. Archangel Uriel is the light of God. And that's that light right there. Right? Literally. I think you're getting divine downloads. I think you're thinking things clearly. And whatever you're doing is in alignment. You're taking those steps forward. And I think it's like the rainbow bridge. Like you're walking across that. You're moving from one energetic reality to another. And it might be showing in your manifestation. You might be walking from one manifestation and into a completely new one. And you know it, like your intuition is on fire. The truth that you receive, the divine downloads that you're getting, serious ignition. Serious ignition, especially if you have like a strong Uranus placement being aspected by this new moon. If you've got strong Sag energy, Cancer energy, Scorpionic energy, or if you've got some kind of Libra or Aquarius energy that's significant in your chart or being aspected by this transit. Hardcore ignition. Hardcore ignition. I think the divine is showing you some major, major compassion because you're showing it to yourself. Listening to the divine, receiving the downloads, acting in alignment, doing as you're guided. I think that it's going to pay off big for you. I think it's going to pay off big for you. True that. We're going to get in a secret code named Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Do y'all remember 𝐚𝐫𝐞𝐫𝐞? That's literally what I got. Fucking Kel. Standing at the register in his Good Burger uniform. Oh my God. Like, Spirit gave me that shit as a secret code name. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Didn't they make a movie about that too? Something like that? There might have even been like a Good Burger movie. Oh my God. I'm flashing back like over 25 years. I wonder if you could find clips of 𝐚𝐫𝐞𝐫 on YouTube. Wouldn't that be something? Oh my God. Spirit, it's showtime. Let me get this timestamp in. What is going on? Yeah, it makes me hungry, man. Makes me feel like I gotta go make some food. Oh man. It's showtime, Spirit. What is this new moon in Leo doing for those who are drawn to secret code name Good Burger? We've got the 9 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. What else? Knight of Pentacles reversed, Page of Swords reversed, 10 of Wands reversed, 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. Top of the deck is Temperance. All right. Secret code name Good Burger. I feel with the 9 of coin and a reverse 10 of wands, I think that you are so sovereign, unburdened by everything and everyone. You are 100% in your own lane. The thing is, your lane is a labyrinth. You're walking around this labyrinth of sovereignty. Like, now that you're super sovereign and you're in this reality of a world, right? What do you do with all of your sovereign energy? It's like you have all of this wonderful energy and you don't know where to go. You don't know where the sovereignty is taking you. You might even feel like you're going around in circles. Or you're repeating certain manifestations and you don't know why, because there's an interesting disconnect from it. Like, you're in it and you're going through the motions of it, but you don't necessarily know why Spirit has you there doing this very mundane stuff, because you're like super sovereign. Like, what does it even matter? How do I have this kind of sovereignty? And yet I'm here doing this chop wood type shit, you know? The routine of it. You're doing it, but you feel disconnected from it. You're not sure where it's going. Right? The Wheel of Fortune with the 7 of Pentacles. It's like, what is the purpose? What is the reward at the end? You know? Like, I've put in all of this work and I've got to such an amazing place with myself, right? No one's energy affects me anymore. No one's choices affect me anymore. You're going with the flow kind of person. But the flow is kind of a trickle. And you're like, where's the river rapids? You know, like, why is it just trickling along? You know, it's like a lazy river and you want speed, but you're going through this kind of slow pace in the stream where it's not really flowing like you would have hoped. It's almost like the river got so shallow that you actually have to walk for a bit. You know, like you're walking through the river because it's literally too shallow to float. And you're like, I just want to float. I just want to drift. Why the fuck am I walking? Like, where's the rain? Where's the water to make it rush forward for me? And you got to fucking trudge through water. The Knight of Pentacles in the reverse with the Ten of Swords. I feel like Spirit might be testing your patience, especially with Temperance on top. And having you dive deep, because the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, I mean, the Knight of Pentacles upright is super cautious. So, and super slow, right? And going fast, being reckless would be sabotaging right now. It's going slow for a reason. There may be a detail missed, and you might have to go back and communicate something. It's going slow for a reason. Like, yeah, you're sovereign, and nobody else's actions or words could possibly affect you. Yeah, you're good. But there may have been someone innocent in the background or in the past, or someone that you haven't really paid much thought to recently or in a while. And maybe when you were moving too quickly, you didn't realize that you left them in a vibration that you would not have appreciated being in. It's almost like a simple explanation would have helped. What's an example? Like, maybe you're in your own lane one day, right? Maybe you're at your job and you're in your own lane, and you're like, you know what? I don't care what this person says. This person's energy is not going to affect me. They're not going to talk to me the way they just talked to me and think that's okay. I don't need it. Right? I don't need it. I'm not angry. I'm not upset, but I'm not going to tolerate that kind of shit either. And you decide that you're going to pack up your stuff from your workspace and leave. You're done. You stood up for yourself. You had all of this momentum moving forward. You're making the right choice in your lane. You're not letting somebody else's energy bother you. You know, you're standing in your highest good. And maybe you forgot to say goodbye to a coworker who maybe you were kind of close to, but maybe they really looked forward to seeing you every day. Maybe they really did look forward to the conversations you had every once in a while. And they didn't understand why you just up and left one day, and they don't know what happened. They miss you, you know, and it's like almost having to go back and say, hey, like, I was just thinking of you. And I really miss our conversations. I know I left and I didn't get a chance to really say goodbye to you or explain what happened, because maybe they had no idea, you know, that something was wrong to begin with, and they were wondering why you never told them. Like, maybe they could have helped you, maybe they could have fixed it, you know, and they were torn. But maybe it was like one of those in the moment, you know, decisions that you made in alignment, and they felt slighted in some way, and you might not have thought about it until like just now. Like, oh shit, you know what? I do have a situation where I definitely chosen my highest good, like reaction, you know, just change of fate, decided to move in a different direction or do something. And I didn't really consider this one person who I might have meant something to. Maybe I wrote it off as, oh, well, they'll get over it, or they'll forget about me, or I'm not important, and you just kept moving. But you had thought about it at one point. And it's like, you can't move forward because you still have to address it. The alchemy process, you've got to go deep. Like, if it were the other way around and it were you, and you were kind of left in the dark, wondering if there was something you could have done to fix it, and, you know, and weren't able to because it just, you know, blew up one day, Wouldn't you want someone to come to you and say, hey, like, I really appreciate all the time we spent together and all the conversations we had and why I'm leaving. Like, I just want you to know, like, there's nothing you could have possibly have done to fix it. And it has nothing to do with you why I left. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that I would always remember you or think about you or do my best to keep in touch. But even if I don't, like, I wish you the best in life, you know, and have that kind of closure with someone. Like, putting yourself in someone else's shoes, like, wouldn't you want someone to do that for you if it were the other way around? You know, it's almost like having bedside manner. It's like having bedside manner. God knows we have all experienced or have heard horror stories from people that we love about doctors or nurses who have no bedside manner. You know, but it's kind of like that. There's something about the delivery that you might need to go back and acknowledge or correct that maybe something wasn't delivered, words or actions, the way you would have appreciated it delivered if the roles were reversed. I think it's a lesson in putting yourself in someone else's shoes, the golden rule, to become more familiar or comfortable with it, the little things, right? We were literally just talking about that in one of the last readings. What's the guidance, please, Spirit? Secret code name, Good Burger. Archangel Raziel, clairvoyance, clear seeing. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Seeing clearly. Archangel Raziel is rumored to have incarnated as Merlin. He's the quote-unquote magic of God, divine magician. Archangel Raziel works miracles that boggle the mind and seem to defy mundane reality. The wizard, right? I feel like you have the potential to step into some major inner magic, right? The power of your inner magic. When you start to clearly see, right, from the golden rule, the importance truly of treating other people the way you would want to be treated. And equally reminding yourself that other people treat you the way they want to be treated. And that you do not have to feel guilty for giving people what they give to you and others. You know, some people are lying, manipulative pieces of shit. Cheating pieces of shit. And we feel bad, you know, we feel bad for being mean to them or lying to them. And it's like, listen, if you've got to lie to get out of the situation with a cheating, narcissistic piece of shit, you've got to lie to them and make them believe that everything is fine and everything is the way it's always been just to get the fuck out. Like, you shouldn't feel guilty for lying. Like, no, you're not a liar, but they were lying to you and they were showing you how they wanted to be treated. They essentially manifested it. They wanted to be lied to because that was the vibration they're in. Like, you can't feel guilty for that stuff. You know, I think you're tuning into a certain spiritual power that helps you manifest certain things. Being a manifestation wizard, when you recognize the power of the golden rule, because good people deserve to be treated well. And if you were a good person, you would want to be treated well. And to be fair, if you were a shitty person and someone was shitty to you, you would want them to be shitty to you to teach you the lessons so that you stop being shitty. No one actually wants to be a shitty person. We all, ultimately being connected to each other, want to be taught and healed. So live by the golden rule and understanding it goes both ways. It goes both ways. If people try and quote unquote teach you with tough love, but they're really fucking nasty, sometimes you have to give them tough love and let them go and cut them off hard, and shut that door and never go back, like tough love. I'm sorry, I got to teach you the hard way, I think there is a golden rule of a lesson in here. I think going too fast, you might miss things. And so right now it's going super slow so that you have enough time to go back before the rains come and the momentum picks up again. I think there was maybe a detail or a communication missed. Something small but significant, right? Something small but significant. It matters. It matters in the manifestation. If you would look back on this life, right? If we were to reflect back in life on all of the events, and we're showing our life in all of the events, and you crossed that one and you saw it from a different perspective, right? The aftermath of you leaving with no explanation, or, not living to the golden rule and the two-way street of it. Would you feel like you had to correct it? You wish you could go back and correct it. Because if you wish you could go back and correct it, you're going to reincarnate. Even if it's just one little thing, right? Because 99% is not 100. You will reincarnate for that 1%. You will reincarnate to make that right. So catch it. And when you look back at the truth of everything in your life, and no stone was left unturned, and you can sit there in front of whatever destination is in front of you and say, I'm ready. I don't have to go back and correct a thing. Even the mistakes I've made, I've recognized them and have made peace with it as best I could under the circumstances at the time in order to move forward. I don't feel the need to go back and correct it. I understand it. Well, then you're gonna move forward. You're gonna be successful. You're gonna move on to the next thing, right? Don't move so fast. Sometimes the slow pace is for a reason. If you were rushing down the river, riding the current, instead of walking through this shallow part of the stream, you might miss the gold right underneath your feet. Right? We're going to move into secret code name Nautica. And it's interesting because Spirit, let me make the timestamp real quick. Squid may be synchronistic for you, animal spirit medicine. But I feel like when Spirit gave me Nautica, it was like the clothing brand. And I haven't seen Nautica in a hot minute. But it was real like Americana type clothes. I would say it was like kind of similar to Tommy Hilfiger. I don't even know if it's still around, to be fair. But I was guided to Nautica. Maybe it's synchronistic for you. Maybe you had a favorite sweater that was Nautica, or someone wore a shirt all the time. It reminds you of them. I don't know, but Spirit guided me to Nautica. So if you were guided to the secret code name, this is your secret code name, then hopefully, well, it just needs to make sense to you. It doesn't need to make sense to me. It just needs to make sense to you. So here we go. Spirit, please. It's showtime. New moon in Leo. What does it look like for secret code name Nautica and those who would be drawn to it? What does the show look like? This energy coming with this new moon. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. It made me think of Nautilus too. Interesting. Ten of Coin. Ace of Wands. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Interesting. That might be synchronistic for someone too. They might want to go back and review it. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The Emperor. All right. Clarities, please. Nine of Wands. The Magician. The Hermit. And the Knight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Cups. Top of the deck is the Queen of Cups. All right. Secret code name Nautica. Six of Pentacles clarified by the Nine of Coins. I feel like you're having a breakthrough moment. I'm being super drawn to the fact that the ninth wand is breaking, that it's snapping. The Chiron, or the wounded mentality. Something's finally giving. You may have sacrificed yourself for something for a while and you're finally getting it. It would be like the equivalent of saving up for a house and putting in all these hours working, or putting in all of this money saving up and sacrificing your, outings with friends, or sacrificing certain things that you used to indulge in, and saving all of your money because you really want the house, and you've been putting all of it in there, and it's finally breaking ground. Finally manifesting the 10 of coin, right? Finally fucking getting it. Like, hot damn. Finally it took root. Finally. The Ace of Wands with the Hermit. It's almost like you figured out and have seen what you're made of. And who you are, and the power that you've put in to achieve whatever you've achieved. It's inspiring you. Like, you are literally being inspired by your own accomplishment or your own achievement. You're seeing what you're made of, that you're capable. And you're realizing that you healed something. Like you found the treasure in yourself. The Emperor with the Knight of Pentacles. I think it's interesting that we were talking about taking root with the 10 of coins, because if you look at it, it almost looks like it's getting, the roots were here and it looks like it's getting ripped out of the ground, and the Emperor is holding the tree. Right? You might be manifesting a miracle. And I don't say that often or lightly. You might be manifesting a miracle. And whatever it was, this big important manifestation that you have been laboring towards, that it was such a big deal. It's almost like it instantly becomes small, to where you could pick it up, move it, change it, redirect it. The Knight of Pentacles is in the same position as the Hanged Man, as if the Hanged Man were in reverse. Right? Because if we flip the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, it looks like the Hanged Man. I feel like you are in position like if you wanted to up and move, I think you can up and move. Something about learning what you're made of. The power of your ability to manifest. You might have strong Gemini, Virgo, super strong Mercury placement. You might be Mercury dominant or Aryan energy. But whatever it is, you're diving deep towards a wish fulfillment. Like you might have received a mundane wish and realized what you're made of, what you're capable of. And now you want the emotional wish, the heart fulfillment. The High Priestess and the Ace of Swords. You might have a moon connection with someone. Whoever the High Priestess is, they already know the truth. They already know. This might be real specific for someone. They already know that you want to apologize to them, or that the truth is they're owed an apology, because they are the wish fulfillment. It's like they already know it. Ace of Cups. They're the divine blessing, like they've known all along. They're not cocky. Yeah, the Lovers. This person is not cocky. They've just known the whole time. You had to go through a transformation process. You had to figure out what you were capable of, what you were made of. You had to go deep within yourself and achieve some kind of manifestation and realize that for all of the energy you poured into it, that you were maybe martyring yourself for it and making it so important and putting all of it in there. And then when you finally get it, you uproot it. You step into your emperor energy. You're inspired by your new self. You are seeing things differently. And now you're putting it into manifestation. And I think you're going after the wish fulfillment. And whoever the wish fulfillment is, they've always known that you would be back. They've always known that you would be back. You had to figure yourself out. How about that? What is the guidance, please? What is the guidance, please? Secret code name Nautica. It's like they know, they or it, whatever it is, knows it's meant for you. It was always meant for you. Whatever journey you went on, maybe you went 20,000 leagues under to figure out what you wanted. And you finally feel like you're made of the stuff to get it, to have it, to honor it. What is the guidance? I got 2 cards out here. Archangel Raziel, epiphanies and downloads. Archangel 𝐬𝐴𝐽, yeah, relationship harmony, spiritual understanding. Archangel 𝐬𝐴𝐽 is the archangel of justice. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. Archangel Raziel, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I think you're having serious revelation, serious epiphany. Whatever was unresolved, I think it is literally opening the heart of everybody so that it can resolve. Archangel 𝐬𝐴𝐽 is bringing justice to the situation. He's the archangel of fairness. Like, you can call an Archangel 𝐬𝐴𝐽 anytime you feel like something is misaligned or something is wrong, something's unfair or unjust, and you can call an Archangel 𝐬𝐴𝐽 and be like, bring justice to the table. Give them only what they deserve, no more or no less, knowing that you are wishing the same on yourself. And the situation will balance out. Archangel 𝐬𝐴𝐽. Will bring harmony to things that are imbalanced. And Archangel Raziel is the fucking magician, right? The wizard. Pay attention to the synchronicities. Pay attention to the symbols, the signs, the downloads. Really? Whatever you're thinking about, there's something to it. And when or if you're thinking about it, like even right now, my ear just started ringing like super high pitch. Whatever it is, that you're thinking about, you'll get things like that. Like you'll see synchronistic numbers. You'll see synchronistic animals that keep crossing your path. You'll have the crazy ear ringing. You'll have a train go off in the background, like divine confirmation. You know, like something will happen or transpire to confirm for you that you're thinking it for a reason. It's in alignment for a reason. Look up the animal spirit messages. Like if you see a cardinal 6 fucking times in a day and you ain't seen a cardinal in 6 years and all of a sudden cardinals are popping up everywhere, look up what the fuck a cardinal means. What is the animal spirit medicine? If you're seeing 999 or 444 or 666, whatever, look up the actual meaning of it. 666 is not the devil's number. It's a human number or lower human vibration. But it has a different meaning. Like 6 is the number of unconditional love. We are in this human experience. We are in this human experience because we are unconditionally loved and needing to close cycles. 666 adds up to 18, which is the initiation of the infinite loop. In order to close a permanent cycle, it adds up to 9. Right? There are messages and numbers and syncs all over the place. All over the place. You're learning spirit's language. You're learning spirit's language. How spirit communicates with you through signs, synchronicities, experiences, people, and you're starting to put the pieces together. Good for you. And if you are, or were hoping to maybe go back to something, even if that means uprooting your entire life and making that choice, I think it's the right one. That's your wish fulfillment. I think it's the right one. I think you've gone through a whole lot of shit to find yourself back in position with someone who always knew. They always knew. You just had to see what you were capable of. You had to know what you were capable of in your highest light. That you were capable of creating something solid or beautiful or whatever, that you were capable of reciprocity, that you were capable of giving, that you were capable of stability, that you were capable of manifesting a dream, whatever it is. You had to learn that you were capable. You might be uprooting it now and taking it somewhere else because you've learned something, you've seen something from the other perspective, and now you're putting it into manifestation. So good on you, secret code name Nautica, if you resonated to that one. All right, guys, I love you. I hope you guys enjoyed the extra secret code names that we threw in here today, and that you guys enjoy the replay. I definitely recommend watching the Cosmic Currency and getting that astrological deep dive into all the different transits going on with this new moon. I spent just a little over an hour on it, and I broke it down aspect by aspect for everybody. So have fun with it, and I will see y'all again soon. Take care, everybody.